So for you, when they were like, hey, how was your weekend? What would you say?
Oh, yeah, it was good. Pretty chill. Slept for like an hour and a half.
It was pretty chill. I went to 6 nightclubs, 2 after parties, a house party. I haven't actually been to bed yet. I was hoping to get some kip in the disabled toilet at lunch, actually.
Again.
But,
No, literally. That was what was really going on. Welcome to Crave the Rave, a naughty podcast for old school ravers who need a fix of the rave. I'm Lady Bizarre.
And I'm Jess the Mess. On each episode, we'll be reminiscing over hilarious, embarrassing, and downright mental stories from our raver days.
Think trippy tales, fezzy fails, and stories from the sesh.
We've seen, heard, and done it all. And we bet you have too.
So join us for a trip down memory lane.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crave the Rave. I'm here with my best girl, Lara.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm still tired. I know I banged on about it, but I had that neurovirus.
Oh, shit,
and I was throwing up for 24 hours straight, and I don't think I fully recovered.
Oh, that is rough.
And it was really bad, actually. I was throwing up into a bag in the car, which is fucking rank.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I know. Horrible, isn't it? But, yeah, so I will do my best today, but I'm fucking exhausted, and I look like I've been on the sesh.
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, nice.
I'm actually trying to like style myself now. Like I definitely had a shift since I became like a mum, and like obviously I'm nearly like 40 now, and I've been like obviously had to like shift my clothes and my style. I can't be wearing what I used to wear all the time when I was younger, and like I know I'm still trying to look young. I'm still having all my Botox and all my creams and all my potions and all my collagen and stuff, but I do have to accept that I'm getting old now, and I'm getting tired, and a bloody neurovirus knocks me out for days. But yeah, I don't want to moan about getting old, because it is a privilege denied to many, but at the same time it sucks getting old, man.
I know, mate. My metabolism, we've been talking about this, I know. Me doing my like working out twice a day now. Some days I say now, like this is as of like 3 days ago. I'm on a bit of a health kick, aren't I? Because my metabolism has slowed the fuck down. I used to be able to survive on Snickers, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Now I just can't. Like I've literally seen my body change. Like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
You and me were those girls that were like, we're so lucky because. And to be fair, we're still quite like this compared to other people, but like we grew up being those girls that would eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and we wouldn't put on any weight.
Endless.
And I always felt sorry for so many girls out there and boys who would like literally eat half the amount that we would eat.
Totally.
And they would be larger. And it's just, I reckon that's genetics. I reckon that's in our genes, because I remember my aunties when I was younger used to be like, eat what you can now, because one day it catches up on you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been that girl, and so are you, that eat so much that people are like shocked.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, we're big eaters, and it's the quantity that we eat is insane. And like I like literally could out eat like men in my life.
Totally.
Easily. Yeah, we always have been, and we never really put on any weight, and now it's fucking finally catching up with us. And we do have to be a bit more careful about what we eat and how much of it we eat, and the exercise that we do to counteract it.
Oh, I know. But yeah, at least we still look kind of young, considering we were wreckheads.
Do we? Do I? I don't know, mate. I need to top up on the old Botox.
I think so. Like, I think we could look a lot worse considering how much we partied back in the day.
Have you seen like photos of people like let's say like our parents, or not even that, even our parents were like, they were like 32 and they literally looked like 65.
I think it's the hair. Do you think it was like
the hair? It was like glasses.
The glasses, the hair, the frumpy clothes. Like it was like
eyebrows.
Yeah, it's just like that. Everyone had that like Diana, like Princess Diana hair.
Yeah,
for example.
with big glasses, 80s vibe.
But it's so aging.
It was such a bad look. But you know what? People are going to look back and say, what the fuck were people doing at this time? What do you call this? What are we? The 20s?
2020s.
20s.
Well, now this is just the 20s. Yeah, it's going to be.
What was happening in the 2020s, where people had massive duck lips,
Oh,
frozen
yeah.
heads, and like really huge cheeks and pointy chins. Like it's not a good look, and but people are paying big money for that, and people are going to look back and go, "Oh, that was the style back then."
Wait, pointy chins, is that a thing?
People get chin filler.
No.
Chin filler's a thing, mate. Like, yeah, cheek and chin filler. People get their chins to
Really?
be like pointy, so they're like it chisels their jaw.
Oh, never even knew that. All right. All right. Yeah, it's a good point actually. I guess people will look back and be like, what the fuck?
It's not a good look. I mean, do you know what's mad as well? How much like filler and like the look of like fillers and like plastic surgery basically, it
Hmm.
varies around the UK on how much people have and what people think look
I
good.
reckon, yeah,
Like girls up north, Essex girls, London girls, like and boys, it varies wherever you are around the country.
that makes sense.
Londoners aren't, well, to be honest, I deal with a lot of like Russian and Ukrainian women in central London, and they love it. Their whole face is literally filler. And like they have like the long hair. Like, it's mad that like you know what I mean? Like town to town, it varies
Yeah.
on how much you have and what looks good in your eyes.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is as well, some people are really attracted to that. It's like some men love fake boobs. Like don't
Yeah,
just like, oh, think they're okay, like actually desire that and like that. That's something that kind of
yeah,
is a
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
a
It's their
turn on
thing.
for
They
them.
get off on that. Yeah,
And
yeah.
for some people it's just so not. So, well, I guess
I'm
it's
not a fan of the, and I don't mean to
good.
insult anyone, but I'm not a fan of the big turkey teeth.
Well, it's just like one long white tooth, isn't it? It's like almost no division.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bless. I said that to a rave. I said when I was at a rave and there was this lady and she had quite bad teeth actually. And I said, we're talking about, I don't know why we were talking about it, just chatting shit. And I said, oh, I don't like the turkey teeth. And she went, oh, what? Have I got turkey teeth? And I was
Oh
like, no, you
no.
got teeth like a turkey. Oh, I'm joking. I obviously didn't think, well, I didn't say that.
You didn't
I
give
thought that.
her
But
a Crave the Rave business card, did you? Because she could be listening right now.
no, 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 I didn't know. Um, but but yeah,
Imagine.
no, I'm not a fan of turkey teeth. But anyway, I don't know how we got into that,
Do
but
you think, let me ask you this, do you think that we look now like people that partied hard when we were younger? Do you think we have that look?
good question. Good question. Because you know what? When I was younger, people just automatically knew that I was a wreckhead. And I don't think it was because of like my face actually looked wrecked the whole time. I think people, maybe I don't know, my personality or my style or something, but no one ever had like a barrier between talking to me about raves and
Mhm.
getting on it,
Yeah.
like other people, like they seem to have with other people. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%. I experienced exactly the same thing.
Like, say if you're in a workplace, someone would automatically turn to me and talk about getting on it, right?
Yes.
Without questioning whether or not I get on it. And like, obviously they've hit the jackpot. Like, do I get on it? Fucking hell, did I? Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
they know, but how do they fucking know?
How did they know? It's so true. But do you know what? Yes, that happened back in the day, but it still happens for me now. Like
Same.
so there's a guy that I dance with, and I don't really talk to my dance crew. I've spoken about this before, but like dance crew, it's really not a crossover with the rave crew at all. When I do my Brazilian zouk dance that I train in, it's like could not be a more
Yeah.
different crowd. And yet I was dancing with this guy the other night, and basically we were outside of Tower Bridge. It was really cool, like literally on the grass by Tower Bridge doing like a training session. So it was really cool. We had all these people around watching and filming. It's a beautiful setting, summer night, full of people. This guy was dancing there, but it was on a bit of a slant where we were. And I was like, am I crazy? Or is this like, is this slanted? Like, I wasn't sure. And he was like, basically, he straight away was like, oh, I know what you mean, right? It's like, you think you've probably done too many trips in your life and like now you're not sure if you're still tripping. And I was like, how did you know? Like,
Yeah, that's mad.
so weird that he kind of identified that I was gonna get that reference and like that it wouldn't. It's also it'd be quite
Yeah.
weird to say that and someone be like, "Oh no, what are you talking about?" And most of the people that I dance with, I can guarantee they've never fucking tripped in
They
their
wouldn't have known that.
life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny, isn't it? Like, yeah, I think also from that, I actually sort of broke down some barriers with it as well. So, for example, I was a manager of a quite a young team, yeah,
Mm.
London, South London. And like one day, one of the boys was like, he was basically beating around the bush of saying that he was stoned in a story, or he's telling a story.
Yeah.
And it was like your classic, like teenager stoner story, yeah. But he didn't say that he was stoned. And I was like, oh, whoa, man. Was this after a gigantic spliff? And they all were like, oh, like, oh my God, you can't say that at work. Like, oh my God, the guy who it was like bright red, like, and I was like, it's all right, mate. Like,
Wait, what
we
was
can't
that?
fucking
What did
be.
he do for the camera? Because in case people can't see you,
What do you mean?
you went nodded, but people can't hear a nod.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Well, oh, sorry. Yeah. No, he was like shocked, like, oh my God, like, you've outed me, basically. And then I was like, oh, for God's sake, like, we're in London. Everyone at this fucking desk has got stoned before.
Yes.
And more. And like, I went on holiday, I brought them all back a packet of cigarettes because they all wanted a present. And like, I broke down the boundaries with it. And then what was really nice is one of the boys actually was going through a bit of a bad time. And he was actually smoking too much weed. And he came to me when he was upset and going through some shit. And he came to me and he spoke to me about it. And he said to me, you're the first person that I can really open up about the fact that I think I've got a problem. And he cried to me. And I was
Oh,
like, I know how to, like, I don't know how to deal with it, but I dealt with it anyway the best that I could. And I spoke to him about it. And I was like, you need to stop fucking smoking weed. Like, your head's in a mess and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah.
he said to me afterwards, he was like, I've never had that open conversation with anybody before.
That's so
And so
nice.
in his world around him, and also like I'm 10 years older or whatever than these people. Do you know what I mean? And I was
Mhm.
like, come on, we can talk about it. Like, it's a fucking joint that you're talking about. But the way that they reacted when I came out with it was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. I've experienced that as well, where just people seem to know what I'm about,
It's
even
like
when I'm trying to disguise it.
yeah, it's like a sixth sense, I think. Like people just
Yeah.
pick it up because there was another guy that I worked with in tourism, and again, people are I don't know, I think a little bit more adventurous and explorational. But one of them like straight away just clocked it.
Yeah.
I think maybe because he saw me like we went into like a restaurant to get lunch, and I started like fucking properly like grooving without even realizing I was grooving to like they had like house like had like
Yeah.
kind of like Afro house or something, and I was getting into it, and he was like I was like, "I love this music." He was like, "Same." And I think he clocked it. And then but then somehow the conversation later went on to, "Oh, I know you like the naughty stuff. Yeah, I'm going to this festival. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm going to this festival. Da da da.
Yeah.
Are you going to any festivals this year?" I was like, "Whoa!" Like, funny, isn't it?
As soon as you say you're going to a festival, that's it. Everyone knows, innit?
That's it.
And I think I look like a
That's it.
festival girl. That's probably it. We're festival girls, you
It's
know.
true. Yeah, yeah,
It
totally.
could also be down to the fact that we were always falling asleep in places that we shouldn't have been sleeping in because we were so tired from the weekend. That could also be it. Who knows?
Yeah, looking a little bit dead. Yeah, I was always trying to disguise that pretty much like at work Monday to Wednesday. But you know what? I never ever when I was working in corporate, which was like for 7 years, before I went off on my travels, I never let anybody know really. I tried to keep it very separate that I was like raving or going out at the weekend. They knew I liked some of that music, but I really tried
Yeah, I
to keep
remember you
like
keeping that
that
quiet.
part of me just I just didn't say it because of course there was this part of me that was excited to be like, oh my God, I'm going Shy FX this weekend, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Of course I want to say it, but I just knew that if I could just continue to pretend that that wasn't like I knew the connotations that would have, and I knew that there was a small chance that on Monday morning I would either be feeling like shit or need to call in sick. I didn't do
yeah.
that very often, call in sick, because I was responsible, but at the same
So for
time, yeah, I was kept it secret.
so for you, when they were like, "Hey, how was your weekend?" What would you say?
Oh yeah, it was good, pretty chill. Slept for like an hour and a half.
It was pretty chill. I went to 6 nightclubs, 2 after parties, a house party. I haven't actually been to bed yet. I was hoping to get some kip in the disabled toilet at lunch, actually. But you
Again.
know,
No, literally. That's basically that was what was really going on. And my one colleague knew about it, and she was a G, and like she was always could always be like, oh my God, like, but I just told one girl.
Like when you
Yeah.
have a job interview at that point in your life and they're like, "What do you do for fun?"
Eh,
Okay.
tennis. I like to
Um,
rack it up. That was a really bad joke, but I thought it was quite quick.
I'm really into baking at the moment. Yeah, yeah, I like baking. Yeah. Oh, that's why you
Like
got white
cooking.
powder on your phone, is it?
Yeah. That's
um,
why there's a plate in the oven with white powder on it. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was always a really
Yeah.
hard question to answer. And actually, to be fair, like now that I don't rave, I do have to find hobbies, you know? You do have to sort of
Mhm.
replace that time with other things because you do have to sort of do things for fun now.
Yeah.
Whereas that was our lives and that was what was fun. We used to stay awake for fucking days and days and days on end. Do you remember?
Crazy. Crazy. Actually, I've been wanting to say, so you know how we were talking about like the afters when we had Mira on a
Oh
couple
yeah.
episodes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know, like we were talking, or you guys, well, she certainly was saying like the afters never gets better. You were like
Yeah.
100%. And I was kind of like, yeah, yeah. But like there was a part of me that was like a little bit reluctant to agree with that because what I would say is in the right setting, actually, there is something to be said for sleep deprivation. It can be really fun. Like, if you're in a good setting, you're comfortable, you're back at your mates, like when we used to have the mega bed in my room. And I'm not saying it maybe it doesn't get better. I wouldn't say it progressively gets worse because I've had moments where, okay, it's definitely different. Okay, we haven't slept, so we're a bit tired and we're a bit all over the place. But at the same time, they have been such funny times. Like, day off, like the next day, we're playing that alphabet game, you know, with like where we've got people saying the phonetic alphabet and stuff. And it's so funny because you're loopy. You go loopy, and so you're just giggling at everything. Don't fucking lie. We've had moments like that
But
where
I
that has
don't know
been
if
the
that's really
case.
the afters, really. That's like
What?
after the afters back at home if you live with your mates. Like, I don't know. I agree. Like, I don't think the afters gets any better. I think it starts off okay and it gets progressively worse. You're talking about sleep deprivation, right? So that's normally like, I feel like that's further down the line when there's maybe a couple of you left. I don't know. I see
That
what you're
is the after.
saying.
That is literally the afters. That's like, let's say we've had a house party at
Not
ours.
okay, okay. I see what you're saying, but not in my brain. I don't think it gets better in my brain. My brain gets worse and worse and worse for me.
But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't say it really, but we've had such a laugh in those moments, though.
Yeah, but it probably wasn't as good as when the beginning of the afters happened.
I don't know. Do you know what I'm realizing though? Is because sometimes for me, I used to peak later. I don't know if you remember. I used to get like feel
Yes, I do
I
remember this. You used to actually. You always came home and felt sick and didn't want to join in at the beginning,
yeah, and I was like, I just want it
and
to
then
be
you get your
over.
second wind, and then you were all right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably why I'm having a different
Whereas someone like
experience.
me and Mira would come home all hyped up and have a laugh and da da da, and then slowly wind down. You'd fucking come out of your shell at fucking 6 a.m.
Yeah, that was what it was. So like typically if we were at the rave, like I'd probably feel sick or queasy, like
Yeah, you
just
always felt sick.
not feeling good in myself, like with like the consumption of the bits. And like it would just not go down well. And so I'd be feeling all iffy like until the morning, probably about normally it was about 6, yeah. Also, if we were at an afters, I'd be like, just sitting around, maybe having a couple tokes on a joint or whatever, but not feeling great. And then suddenly boom, I would come to life and then I would
Yeah.
peak and then I'd be like, I'll take everything, I'll smoke anything, like
Yeah, you really
I'm
did
in
every
for it.
time. And then
So
you
maybe
kept the
that's
party going,
why.
which was great.
You also did that.
I did
You were
do
also
that,
the
but
entertainer.
that's why we were the best duo at any party.
We were,
That
yeah.
but we used to overstay our welcome so much wherever we were. Before we lived
Oh my
together and we had our own
God.
house, we
Uh-huh.
overstayed our welcome literally every fucking place we went to. No one could
We
kick us
did.
out. Do you remember?
Yeah, they'd always play some really horrible, horrendous music, like heavy metal or
Not
something, and they'd
always. That
be
was like one party we went to
okay,
and they
that
wanted
happened
us
one
out and they
time
were like playing
maybe.
Rage Against the Machine to try and get us out. It still didn't get us out. Have you ever been thrown out of someone's house at the after the afters?
Um I'm trying to think. I got kicked out drunk from actually something more important, which was like a work thing. Have I spoken about that on the podcast before? I wasn't on it though. I was just drunk, and they
Right.
actually had to pretend that the event was ending because I got so drunk on the. Basically, I'll just very quickly tell you because it's quite funny. I went to the launch of a new port, a pink port, and it was one of my clients that I was going to be working on him as a PR. And they were launching it in a really fancy apartment build, like an apartment that was like an old school listed apartment in Victoria. So it was really fancy, and they had this balcony that opened up over. Is it Fitzovia around there, or like fancy place basically,
Right,
one of those
okay.
old streets in
Yeah.
Victoria. And they'd done this big launch there, and they'd invited all these top journalists. So you can imagine alcohol like journalists. They were very prestigious, culture journalists, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I got chatting to all the journalists, but what I didn't know, stupidly, I was brand new there. It was my second week on the job, so I was going to be working as an assistant on this client. Is that port? This is classic me. I didn't realize that port wasn't the same strength as wine. I thought it was just like 12%,
Right.
but it's like 35% or
Oh,
something,
right, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's strong. It's like this was like pure port, rosé port, 30%, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so they were coming around handing it out, and I was backing it like it was fucking Blossom Hill. And in fact, oh, what cringe moment. I actually remember joking to the founder of the wine, say, like once I got quite drunk, being like, oh, still rather a glass of Blossom Hill, wouldn't you? Well, you little white Zinfandel, like give me that any day, like joking, like thinking I was being really funny, but apparently like none of them found it funny. My friend, who I'm still friends with, Fiona, now, she told me all the next day because I actually didn't remember. But yeah, they say basically they started. I was going around causing havoc and all, embarrassing myself and talking shit to all the client and the journalists. And in the end, they started saying, "Okay, the event is actually over now," and trying to literally usher me out. And I was going, "What? No, there's loads of people here. What are you talking about?" And like trying to like basically fight back. And then Fiona and another journalist were like, "Do you know what? Let's just go. Let's go to the pub next door." So we went there. I went to the toilet, and they found me about half an hour later. They had to get the staff to open the toilet, like with tools. They had to open the tool because
Oh
I'd
my
passed
God,
out,
what, you
and I
passed out
was,
in the toilet?
yeah, with my head on the toilet. Yeah, yeah, I
Oh
was
my God, I didn't know
spinning.
this story.
Yeah, it was really bad. I felt so fucking embarrassed. Yeah, the
That's
journalist was
funny.
really sound. I was
Yeah.
21, 22. Yeah, but that was not a good fucking look. So I got kicked out of there.
That reminds me of, it wasn't quite getting kicked out, but it reminds me of a story of when I was younger and I worked in a juice bar, and there was basically the team had been called to a meeting, and our manager was taking us out for tapas. And they'd just hired that day, like this young boy who was only 16, and I was only like 18. And so they said, "Oh, we're having a team meeting tonight in like the local restaurant. Come and join us because this will be your new team." So we all turn up. We're all quite young. Even the manager's quite young, and the owner, whatever. And then they put out tapas for us, and they put out a couple of jugs of beer, or they put out a couple of jugs of beer whilst we're waiting for our tapas. But it wasn't a drinking thing. It was
Mhm.
like for them to go through like some meeting points, basically. But it was also a
Mhm.
bit of a get together. But anyway, the night is young. We've just started. They've put some beers down on the table. This new boy, Luke, that we haven't met yet, who's just been offered the job, turns up. We all turn up.
Uh-huh.
He's obviously nervous, so he's drinking the beer. He's literally 16. I remember he was 16, right? So he's drinking the beer, and we're all having a bit of beer or whatever. Anyway, he's sitting in the middle of the table. He doesn't know anyone. He goes, the food comes out, and they put all the tapas on the table.
Uh-huh.
He goes, as green as you've ever seen a human being go in your life. He
No.
stands up and he projectiles pukes all over the table and all over the food from left to right. Literally
No.
pours out of his mouth, and then he's like unconscious.
Oh my, from the beer.
Yeah, and
How does that even
I actually,
happen?
I'm really funny with things like that anyway. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And then the two boys that were like his age picked him up and like had him under his arms and like took him down to the toilet, all of our food was covered in sick, like proper sick. And I couldn't
Uh,
bear it. I had to get away. I had to take myself out of the fucking restaurant because it was so bad. When I came
no.
back in, he was like still like, oh, and they were like helping it. He had puked all over them. It was just so bad. I remember
Oh.
saying to the manager, like, you can't give him a job. I can't work with him, please. But she did, and she forgave him. And then he just started working with us like normal, like that week, and acted like nothing had happened. But I just remember thinking it was one of the worst things I'd ever seen in my life.
Well, basically, was that before or after you did that to everyone on the tube yourself?
Oh yeah. No,
Because
that was way before I did it to everyone on the tube. Now I
uh,
understand where it's coming from. I'm joking.
I was gonna say you literally did that.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Going back to being kicked out of someone's house, I can't really remember being kicked out of someone's house much, but I do remember a bit of a booty call where I was like asked to leave. Basically, I
Oh
went to the Chemical
no.
Brothers launch of their new video, and everyone had to wear like white Adidas straight jackets, and then you had professionals do your face. There was like 200 people, and I was on one. I was like, I really wanted to pull, and anyway, cut long story short, I left with someone, and he was a music producer, and the party was in Old Street, and he had a studio in Old Street. So I went back to the studio with him, and we were getting it on, and then the doorbell rang, and it was all of his mates that all wanted to come in because the party was just down the road. So he was like,
Uh,
"Fuck!" So he let them all in, and then we had a good night. We all like carrying on, whatever. I knew what I was there for, and I was thinking, when are these guys going to go? Anyway, they brought girls back and stuff, and it was all fun, whatever. And we all just became like an after party, basically.
yeah.
But he was like itching for them to go. So it got to like 7 when the trains started working again, or like 6 when the trains were going. And he was like,
Mm.
right, everyone out, everyone out. And they were like, no, we don't want to go, we don't want to go. He's like, no, everyone out, everyone out. And they were like, oh, come on, we're going to go. And then like we went downstairs and they were like, she's going, yeah? And he was like, it was like really awkward because obviously he wanted me to stay. I wanted to stay
Yes.
as well, but I didn't want to be that fucking what's the word? Desperate, basically.
Yeah.
Obvious. I didn't want to be that obvious. I was like trying to play a bit coy. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should go. Maybe I should go. And his mate's like, we're going to go and get a fry up. Come with us. We're going to go and get a fry up. One, I would never go for a fry up after a fucking night of
You
seshing
would
anyway.
so not.
And two, that was definitely not where I was going. So I was like, oh, thanks, guys, because I did like his mates. They were sweet. But then I come with us to get a fry. Anyways, it got really awkward and he was like, I'm going back in. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm going back in as well. So now it's like 7 in the morning. Did the deed and then fell asleep. There wasn't a bed there. It was like a sofa. I wake up like I'm fucking drunk at this point and I'm tired. I wake up at like 8:30. I think I went to sleep about 7.
Uh,
8:30, my alarm's going off. He'd fucking set my alarm, right?
no.
So
How
I
did he get
wake
in
up
your
and I'm like,
phone?
what the fuck? Huh?
How did he get on your phone?
He must have asked me for it. I don't know. But
Okay.
I didn't set the alarm. He set the alarm on my phone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, woke up, you know, that mad sleep that you've had where it's
Yeah.
not much, you've been drinking. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, he's like, yeah, right, up, out now, out now. Oh, this is the
Oh.
studio. This is my workplace. This isn't like, there's no bed here. Like, you've got to go. And I was like,
Oh
what the
my
fuck?
god.
I was like, oh my God, I can't see straight. It's now like 7, it's like fucking whatever time in the morning, like it's sun streaming in. He's like, this is where I work. Like, this is my studio. You've got to go. So I was like,
Asshole.
oh, got up in a haze, like, oh God. Anyway, like said goodbye and left. Anyway, I left there my headscarf, which I absolutely loved. It was like pastel coloured and
No.
I fucking loved it. I wanted it back. I had no connection to this person at all. I've just
Oh,
met him at the rave. All right.
you didn't get his
I know his
number,
first
no.
name and that's it, right? I don't have his number. Didn't want his number. It wasn't going to be a thing. And then I did like some fucking, you know, when people Facebook stalk, like I'm not a Facebook stalker. I don't look at ex-girlfriends. I don't look at people from school. I don't fucking care, yeah. But I did some what people must do that do that. I did some real Facebook stalking. One of the girls that was at the after party, I think
Uh-huh.
she told me what school she went to or something. I found her. I tracked her down. She was cousins. Her cousins was friends with this guy. I found this guy, yeah. And I messaged him on Facebook and I was like, I just want to get my headscarf back. Like, I
Yeah.
loved this headscarf. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I just want to get my headscarf back. Like, I work around the corner. Can I just come and get it one day? Didn't message me back. So I can't believe the
So
bravery of
annoying.
me. On the Monday, this is like the Friday night. That was the Friday
Yeah.
night, Saturday morning. Monday, I went round there, but I didn't know what flat number it was. So I buzzed all the flats trying to get in. Anyway, no one opened the door to me, and I didn't get it back. But just the way he kicked me out, I was like, are you fucking for real?
That is brutal.
Isn't it? I know.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway. You win some, you
Fucking.
lose some, and I lost my fucking headscarf.
Was it worth it?
Oh, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Well, there is that.
Talking about sleep deprivation, there was a time where I forgot how to speak. We'd been partying so much, and honestly, my brain wouldn't connect with my mouth, and it was really scary. And I
Oh.
had to go to my parents, but I couldn't actually say the words to say I couldn't speak. So what I was thinking in my head wasn't coming out of my mouth, and what was coming out of my mouth, I wasn't thinking in my head. They were really disconnected. It was
What?
really scary, but we'd been fucking caning it. And then my mum just looked at me and went, "You need to go to bed." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I need to do." And I ended up going to bed. And when I woke up in the morning and my brain was connected, I was so fucking relieved. I just needed some shut eye, basically. But yeah, I fucking fried my brain.
Oh my God.
Scary.
Oh, mate.
And then we used to do all that and then go into work.
I know.
Thank God we don't do it anymore.
No, obviously.
Anyway, should we wrap up here today? I know it's a bit of a short one, but as I said, I'm fucking exhausted and I'm tired, and I've got kids coming in any minute now, and I've got to deal with them. So,
All right.
my love. Always nice catching up with you. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you soon. Bye.